All right. Hi, I am Kara858, and today we're bringing you episode 23 of Lords of Faerun. So we're happy to be back. Sorry, got a little tongue twister, but it's been a while, as you can imagine, trying to iron off the rust. We want to give a huge thank you to the love and support that we receive for the show. We're working very hard behind the scenes to give you a fantastic TTRPG experience. So with that, I think it's time to introduce our sponsors. We, of course, are proud to say that Lords of Faerun is officially sponsored by Die Hard Dice. Die Hard Dice is the incredible company that produces gorgeous dice and dice-associated items such as dice scrolls, dice trays, dice bags, and more. Die Hard Dice just recently released a new line of products dedicated to the Die Hard Dice affiliate program, such as for the Pixel Circus. Many of their specialized line of dice get sold out very soon. So head on over to Die Hard Dice and use the promo code Faerun, that is FAERUN, to get a discount off your purchase. Time to level up your dice. Lords of Faerun is now partnered with Untitled Champions. Untitled Champions is one of the biggest D&D games around, and this week, a list of champions have been buffed to help push you past that troublesome wall. If you hit !code in chat, you should receive a code for a free Electrum chest. This chest provides you with free premium content to help you accelerate your progress in the game, so enjoy. And if you like our show and would like to support us, Lords of Faerun has a Patreon. All the funds sent to our Patreon goes directly to the cast, and the Patreon provides exclusive content like after shows, podcasts, exclusive Discord channels, and even bonus episodes. Your contributions helps us as content creators. And if you're not able to contribute financially but would like to support us, liking, retweeting, and getting the words out already does so much. It truly does make a major difference, and we appreciate all that you've done for the channel. So with that said, it feels good to be back because now it's about time to introduce our cast, and we're going to start first with our wonderful DM, Elise. Would like to talk about yourself and your projects that you have going on.
Oh my goodness, we're back. It feels so good.
Yes, it's been a while.
I feel bad that I have to kill you all.
No, please don't.
Kill me,
Please don't.
kill me, kill me,
One of you wants to be killed. Hi, welcome back. I'm Elise Earl, actor, writer, improviser, game master, dungeon master, all that stuff. Sometimes I stream on Appease Eliza and Ripley Improv. And I'm with the Stream Punks. We do a show called Metagame that actually is happening this coming Tuesday. We're going to do a character creation session using a supplement, an independent D&D supplement that is called An Elf and an Orc Had a Little Baby. And it's such a sweet name. That's what drew me to it. And when I dove into it, I thought it was cool because it kind of is another approach to addressing the bioessentialism of D&D, where you can have characters that are of mixed parentage, different races, and you get lots of cool like bonuses and stuff to it, instead of it just being like, no, those beings can't procreate together. Like, why not? Literally, why not?
Let us smooch who we want to smooch.
Exactly. Just think of all the cute little babies. All of our ships in our game. Would you think of all the babies you can make with this supplement? Maybe we'll do that on Tuesday. Maybe I'll make a Elliot Jesse baby. An ASMR changeling baby. I'm gonna do it. I've decided that's one of the characters I'll make. It's gonna be so cute.
I want to start singing the Muppet Babies theme song, but I think that's probably copyrighted.
And maybe I'll make an Avis Sloon one for no reason.
For no reason. There's
no reason.
There's no reason
None
for
at all.
that. None
There's
at
no
all.
sparks there.
Nuh-uh.
No chemistry, no sparks, no interest. And what else am I doing? So that's on Tuesday. It's on our streams, but you have to subscribe to our coffee. And you can also watch the Neverland 5e episode that Diana Dillon ran for us last month. And it was so fun and amazing. And you get all that by being a subscriber. And I'm also going to be running some games at GaryCon in about a month or two. I'm going to be running an Eberron that's going to be announced. You can sign up for on Sword and Scroll. There's a lot of stuff. That's all I'll say for now. That's me.
Perfect. Make our way.
Oh wait, I should say also I'm going to be on a D&D Beyond campaign, Wildmount campaign run by Amy Dallin, who's my absolute favorite.
Oh, congrats.
I love Amy.
Yes.
What a good bean.
Like really one of the best humans.
Yeah.
Legit, one
Oh,
of the
that's
best
going to be so
humans.
nice.
And an amazing D&D person. And so, yeah, that starts this coming Wednesday, the 9th. And that'll be on the D&D Beyond channel and on their website. So come check that out.
Perfect. Make our way down. We have the wonderful Diana. If you'd like to talk about yourself, who you're playing, and the projects that you're working on.
Hi, yeah. I'm Dylan, or Super Dylan everywhere on the internet. I want to talk about a new thing that is my favorite. It's so good. I'm on a new show called The Atomless. You could find us on Twitter. We're live on the Welcome In Twitch channel on Wednesdays. And if you are more a fan of like the edited down podcast version of APs, we have a beautifully edited, clean and simplified version of our podcast released on alternating Wednesdays. So I play Ike. She is described by the rest of the cast as a Cinderella business rat because she is an Isoki. And it's really fun and really great, and it's just one of the most wonderful casts I've ever seen. I also make games. So if you go to Super Dylan on itch.io, you could find some of my games. And I have a new one out that I really, really like. It's called Guys in Chairs, where you play the unremarkable best friends of superheroes. And it is one of my favorite things that I've ever made. So, and that's my dog.
Your dog agrees 200%.
Yeah.
Like, totally. That is what is happening.
That was perfect timing.
Yeah. And that's it.
12 out of 10 recommend.
Perfect. Making our way down. We have the wonderful Big Dude Reed. Would like to talk about yourself, who you're playing, and projects you're working on.
Of course. So hello everyone. I am Reed, or at Big Dude Reed on all the socials. You can find me doing a few different interesting projects. I'm here obviously playing Avis. I'm also playing Ardris over on Riven, but you should definitely be checking out because I hear some romance maybe starting over there too. I don't know, maybe. There's also a few other games that I don't think have been announced just yet. They should be taking an eye out for. And I'm also running the Bonds Beyond Time, where our players are having some, you could say, unique experiences. So I definitely encourage you to check out all those things and any other shows I may be up to soon. And we definitely are going to be dying anytime soon, I promise.
Speaking of dying,
I mean, not Avis.
speaking of dying, we're going to transition, of course, to the wonderful Glyza. Glyza, we'd like to talk about yourself, who you're playing, and projects that you're working on.
Hello. I am Glyza. I am a person with many hats. I am a podcast host, co-host. I am a writer. I'm a tabletop role player performer. I'm also a Twitch affiliate. My podcast is Classical Adventures for One. I'm still working on season 2, but while season 2 is in the works, keep an eye out for season 1. It's all about Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, and you get to listen to me read Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and also discuss the impact that it has in all the media, even till today. I'm also working on Chewing Gum for the Brain, which is my which is a co-host that I'm at, where we watch reality TV, and you get to hear from the smart people that is a therapist and a linguist and a communicator, and me, the trash panda that just likes to watch reality TV. My co-host is at the Brandy Rose and at Mental Woke, Cassie. So I love them both. They're very, very smart. And then you'll hear me in the background going, yeah, that's funny. I'm also a writer. I am working on an audio drama called Nightmare Hunt. I'm working really hard on it, and I'm so excited to almost finish season 1. But it'll be there. My goal is to have it almost. Season 1 is almost done, and it'll be out. My goal is to get it out this year. I'm also a manga reviewer at Geekly Grind. You can find my reviews usually every Wednesday morning and every Sunday morning. where I just review about different mangas that come out. Like I said, I'm also a Twitch affiliate. I'm a variety streamer. Every Tuesdays I do book club where I read aloud books that I like. Currently, we're working on Discworld, the Color of Magic Book 1, and then on Thursdays I play video games that have anything to do with romance. If it's a horror that has a romantic aspect, we're gonna play it. Whatever. The title of that Thursday stream is called "Romance Me, You Cowards," because that is what I want in this. I'm also I'm also producing TTRPGs on my channel. On February 13, it'll be the premiere of Heart for Soul, which is a modern retelling of Orpheus and Eurydice and their adventures in the underworld. So that is going to happen on February 13. Keep an eye out on my Twitter for more announcements on that. I'm also working on different people on different one-shots, but the one thing that I'm really looking forward to announcing is Monsters. It is a sitcom style TTRPG using the urban shadows. It's an actual play. Forget all of the dark, grim, whatever urban shadows you've watched. This is a sitcom style. We have sitcom music. We have cheesy intros. It's gonna be amazing, and there's gonna be it's gonna be filmed at a live audience, so you're gonna hear laughter, laugh track. It's gonna be perfect. I love it already. Keep an eye out for that. And today I'll be playing Sloon. She wants to die. I mean, she doesn't want to die. Myself, Glyza, the player, wants Sloon to die. Sloon just wants to live a happy life, with no problems. And I am here to ruin that whole thing. Ta-da!
Cold-hearted.
Cold-blooded. Of course, we have the wonderful Adrian. You'd like to talk about yourself, who you're playing, and projects that you're working on.
Hello, folks. I am Adrian, or Aries, and I am playing Jesse Diaz, the lovable surfer Asmar Paladin monk now. And you can find me here on the Cookout TTRPG and playing this game and another one, which is coming up soon. And you can also find me over at the Bear Pen, where I am a storyteller and DM. I am running Blood on the Bayou. We are on Book 2. Episode 8 is on Sunday at 2 p.m. Pacific time. A number of people here are on that show, and it's gonna be fun on the bun. Glyde's character has some interesting things coming up with her sire.
That's right. I'm also about to die on that.
No one says you're about to die. I mean, who says you're about to die? And we do have our own D&D show, Thala Unbound, which is going to be starting this month as well, which is going to be a heck of a lot of fun. Just waiting for one more piece of artwork to come in, but hopefully we shall be streaming either next Friday or the Friday after. I think we decided on the Friday after. It should start February 18th, I believe. That's going to be a heck of a lot of fun. And I won't spoil too much of exactly what it is, because I want to start doing proper fun promos, but Elisa and Ree are involved in a very unique D&D project that is upcoming and will be airing in April, but we are doing it in March. But it is going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, follow us on the Bear Pin here on Twitch, or at the Bear Pin on Twitter, or my own Twitter at the Adrian Bear, to check us out. I am also playing through Baldur's Gate 3 and having some fun poking holes the fact that Larian is anti-bearded elves, and they give you hot daddy Halson but won't let you romance him. So don't know what that's about.
Okay. All right. As for yours truly, I am Kara858. Besides here, of course, you can be able to find new content coming forward. We have a new show coming out in 2 weeks on Wednesday. It will be called Gods of Color, where I am the DM, and it features cast members. Two of the members here in this cast also feature Cynthia Marie, melee damage. And it's about time. Just imagine if Percy Jackson just had a lot more color. That kind of gives you the vibe of what we're going to be doing. That's for sure. Besides is that you can also be able to follow our YouTube page where we have a couple exclusive shows there, such as Riverwood Academy. Boss Beyond Time will be coming out relatively soon. And there's quite a few new projects that will be coming out within the next 2 months. So make sure to keep an eye out on our Twitter page at The Cookout TTRPGs for not just all of our TTRPG news, but also Die Hard Dice giveaways and even more. So with that said, it's about time we bring in our intro video for episode 23 of Lords of Faerun.
Latreo, Avis, Jesse, Helena, Ice, Elliot, Aliza as DM, Lords of Faerun.
All right, and we are back. So with that said, Aliza, take it away.
In the last moments of episode 22, our sort of mid-season finale of this story, Jesse, Sloan, Avis, the three of you plus dragon companions Trebush, Jackson, and Yuki, and someone who you're escorting to the Isle of Presper, Montre. You all had booked passage on a ship to the Isle of Presper. Once you left the protective barrier of your home, Jesse, the island of Veshenthar, you were hit with a vision. It knocks you flat on your back. And that's where we find you now, Jesse, lying flat on your back, looking up at the sky. And what you normally would see in this beautiful ocean sky would be soft, colorful, pre-sunset clouds. But right now, everything has a tinge of silver and gray over it, almost sparkling. And you recognize this. This is what it looks like when you are in your meditative state. And stepping into your view, bending down, crouching down over you, is the face of Alosha. And she says to you, "I'm sorry I had to do it this way, but I didn't know how else to tell you how bad the threat is that's coming. Do you understand?"
I think I do. That was a lot.
It's more than I know how to prepare you for.
Well, I mean, what can we do? I'm not sure where to go first.
You must fight this. You and all of your friends must stop this. That is not an army. That is people who have been taken over. Their minds, their bodies, their souls have been kidnapped and captured. And they could do immense destruction to others. But they are also victims. And I'm not sure anyone else but the Dragons of Vaasa can really understand how complicated this situation is.
I promise I won't let you down. I can't stand by folks that have their freedoms taken away from them. We'll find some way to stop this. I promise you.
And Jesse, that view that she gave you flashes into your memory again. The underground caverns, immense underground caverns, filled with hundreds, at least several hundreds, maybe more, maybe thousands of Yuan Ti, these strong-looking reptilian people who you know to be civilized, who you know not to be evil or warriors, are now equipped as if they are an army, with that presence, that foreboding presence behind them, standing over them in a hooded robe. You still can't see their face. You couldn't quite get a picture of what they look like under that robe, but you know that that is the face of simmering evil. And at this moment, Jesse, Alocia stands and looks up at the sky again. And you follow her gaze, and you see rolling in to your view a thundercloud. And you recognize this thundercloud. You've never seen it with your eyes. You've never maybe talked to Latreyu about this, but you know that this is family. This is newly earned family for you. And she speaks to you. I want you to protect yourself and my grandson. And now it is time for you to swear that you will.
I promise. I will keep all of them safe.
You hear on either side of you the ocean start to roil and turn over, the waves crashing against the ship's sides. Still in your meditative state, you sit up and look, and you see the ocean is almost rising up to greet you and to accept that oath you are swearing to it.
Thank you. Thank you for trusting me with this. I won't let you down. We will give those people their freedom back. I will trust in the messages that you bring to me. I swear it.
And in a flash, the ocean settles. Alocia is gone. Grandmother rolls out of view. And in all of their places are Sloon, Avis, Treebush, Jackson, and Yuki standing over you, peering at you, checking to see if you're okay.
You're right there?
Jackson puts his claw on your forehead. He seems to have come back to us. Can you hear us?
And on Jackson's claw and sort of grasp it a little bit. I'm okay, buddy. I'm back. I look at Sloon in particular. We don't have any more time, Sloon.
What do you mean?
He's building an army. Thousands upon thousands of Yuan Ti. He's enslaved them all. He's getting ready for something. I don't know what, but we're not exactly ready. Whatever we do here, finishing up Presper, we don't have any more time.
And you can see Sloone just like closing in on herself. Again, you've seen this before, where she just shuts down, sort of. She stands up, and then she walks to the edge of the boat and just looks out, and just slowly takes off the ring for a little bit, and just shouts in her mind. It's like, I'm coming for you. Doesn't know if the wizard will hear her or anything, but she just shouts it. And the minute she shouts it, she just puts it back in just in case. You know, she's like, it's like, ah! And then back in just in case anybody tries something weird. But that is what she will do. So, but after she does that, she just stares out into the water and just quietly stands there.
I sort of push myself to my feet and put an arm around Jackson's neck and give him a kiss on the top of his head. And I look at Avis as well and say, I've given my word to Latreya's grandmother and the Losha and the gods. I'll do everything in my power to keep you all safe. See these folks liberated from having their minds taken from them.
Don't be so glum about it. Of course we'll succeed. Doubt there'd be any army on this world. Not blessed by the divines, that could be much of a threat to someone like us.
There's an easy way to finish this. There's an easy way. Oh, I don't think you'd like it, but there's an easy way.
Well,
do you have any idea where it might be?
well, we know how to get to where the UNT are. And I imagine it'll be there somewhere. Serpent Hills, that's where we read.
Right.
With this place, it's, what I saw was pretty deep underground. I don't really know anybody in that area.
What a matter, we'll find it and we'll deal with them. With any luck, we'll be back before dinner time.
Yeah, that is the plan.
Of course.
Said before, it's a long way to get there. Of course, we do have Elliot's helm, but that's you know, unless Elliot's been there before, I'm pretty sure that could go real bad. Otherwise, it's a long journey to get there.
It'll be fine. Because we're gonna have a boat.
He sort of puts his head down for a second, and smiles. I don't think I'm buying my boat anytime soon. I think I gotta upgrade my old spear here.
That sounds fun. We should go on some sort of adventure for some legendary artifact, right? It fits. I feel like it fits the gravitas of the moment.
I have a question for the DM. How far would Serpent Hills be from the boat right now by dragon?
It would be at least a few days.
Okay.
Because it's far west, basically almost at the coast, on the way to the coast, and y'all are you're in the Sea of Fallen Stars, so you're more like kind of easternly.
Okay, thank you.
I'm trying to locate it again on my map here. I know
Seems
more or less where it is, but
Yeah.
You seem
So
distracted. Sloan, are you alright?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine. I just need to have a talk with Treebush later. You know.
Just in case, I don't think anyone would mind if I cast a bit of a spell to make sure that we are surprised in the coming days, right?
I think anything you can do to help us out is probably going to be the best situation here.
Spell? What spell?
It's one of my favorite spells, I can assure you. It doesn't affect you.
Treebush looks at Sloan, and in that loud, terrible whisper that Treebush loves to do, is it gonna be Zone of Truth?
It will not be such. I will not use this opportunity for something so deceitful.
Treebush looks at you and says, "Oh, did you hear that?"
I hear lots of things, and you're all quite loud.
It's okay.
It's not
It's okay. You can do a Zone of Truth if you want to.
Avis will cast a spell, and he will kind of just trace something in the air in primordial, but then nothing else will happen.
Interesting.
Alright.
I'm having a heck of a time finding these freaking hills on the map again.
Luda's just
Okay.
staring
Gosh.
at Avis.
So regarding the map, we have a shared map that we used for the Faerun continent, and so if you look, basically go all the way west to the Sword Coast.
I got
Yep.
it. Okay.
And it's
in Najara. It's in
Exactly.
Najara.
That red splotch of Najara.
Yeah.
The western half of that is the Serpent Hills.
'Cause-
And yes, for those of us who are just joining us for the first time in this campaign, yes, this is for those of us just joining us, you wouldn't have known this, but there was a Yuan Ti person who was hunting one of our PCs, Sloan, previously known as Helena, who was under disguise. And the Yuan Ti revealed that he was from Serpent Hills. So that is where a lot of Yuan Ti live, and that's where he in particular lives, and that's where he had been taken. His mind had been kidnapped and taken captive by this evil wizard. Okay. So you all are standing on the deck of this ship, and it is in fact sunset. The sun is setting. You see beautiful pink and yellow and orange clouds all around you across the horizon as you approach the Isle of Presper. And let me change my background. You approach this port. The picture I have is broad daylight, but it is, light is fading fast for you. But you see this port town on the larger of the two islands. There to your left, to the north, is a smaller island that you all know to be called Trader's Isle. And you approach this island. Montre comes up to you, seemingly having not known what happened. He comes up to you all and says, "Oh, look at it. Oh, it looks great. Isle of Presper, maybe my new home, right? I'm sure there's a lot of business to be had here. Some new contacts to make, maybe?"
No, there is for sure. But if you want, it all depends on you, really. But if you want to stick with the original plan of me introducing the old Captain Iron Skull, I can do that for you.
Yeah, he sounds kind of terrifying, though. Why is he called Captain Iron Skull?
Well, let's just say the man's got a real thick head. The way the story goes is some picked a fight with him in a bar one day and tried to headbutt him and ended up cracking their own skulls. So the nickname just kind of stuck.
Okay. And Montre, you can see him kind of like wiping his hands on his pants, like maybe he's a little nervous to meet this person. All right, great. Well, lead the way, I guess. Yeah, I want to meet this person and see what my new life will be like.
All right, well, definitely make the introduction for you, and then I think we're waiting for some other to arrive. What was the deal with that, Avis? Were we going to wait for him to come here, or were we heading back to Veshenthar after this?
I mean, if there's nothing for us to do here specifically, then we could probably head back. I imagine that they will be able to find us either way. They're flying enough to be able to appear wherever, after all.
Yeah, I think so. All right. DM.
Yes.
What would be the name of the local tavern that I would expect to find Gromish kind of hanging out at this time of day, or would I expect to find him on his ship? First, I can find out if he's in port, but you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, to give you some other information as well, the largest town that you are now arriving in is called Palagar. This is the main port. This is also where the shipyard is. And this is where a lot of Gromesh's business comes in and out of. And so, yes, this would be the place to find him. This time of day, knowing a little bit about what he does, you probably would guess that he's probably still on his ship. Maybe he's finishing up some business of the day and hasn't quite headed out to the tavern yet.
All right. Well, I am gonna get up to the top of the crow's nest there and just do a perception check to see if I can actually make out his ship anywhere.
All right.
Well,
15?
Yeah, with a 15, you look around and it's been a little while since you've seen it, but you do in fact recognize Gromesh's ship. Does the ship have a name?
I feel like I want to call it the Iron Rider.
Nice. Yes, you recognize the Iron Rider standing tall in the port. This is a large shipyard, so it's probably, about a third of a mile away.
All right, I swing down on a rope and, looks like he's shipping aboard, so I'll lead the way.
Okay, so your ship pulls into the port docks, and you all descend down onto the dock and head towards the Iron Rider. We're going to actually shift over back to the Isle of Veshenthar, where Elliot and Latreia, you have finished your dragon drop-off mission, taking white dragons to their new home up north in Vaasa with the Hellfire clan. Now, you've had these things have been happening simultaneously. So around the time that they are arriving at the Isle of Presper, you have just come back because you didn't have travel time using the Helm of Transportation. You all find yourselves back on the island. It is sunset. A meal is starting to be cooked. Out on the beach in the normal place, a lot of the villagers are bringing various food items and drinks and instruments, and they're having a little bit of a party, as they tend to do on this island. A pop-up party, just because. Where do we find Elliot and Latreia?
Latrell would just follow where Elliot goes, because while they are still semi-comfortable in the village per se, they're still more used to isolation and being around a forest. So when the others are not around, particularly Jesse, they kind of look to Elliot for like guidance of like what they should do next. So but first they would say like, so I told you that I trusted you. The helmet worked perfectly fine.
Well, yeah, it did work, but there's a risk involved. A pretty hefty risk involved. Each time we use it, we're rolling the dice on that.
Are you saying we could die if we don't roll well?
Or end up very lost and somewhere dangerous, somewhere we don't know anyone.
That sounds hard.
I don't think I would like that very much, but it was worth it to use it this time. It's mostly I have to will us there, and I can't do that if I don't really know the place well.
So you just have to visualize it? Like how does it work?
I have to see it in my mind and feel it a little bit too, if that makes sense.
I guess. But you said this place feels like home, so it's pretty easy to visualize, right?
This place was easy. Yes.
See, I trust you. Now, if we go to the Feywild, I might be a little more risky, but I still trust you. I think you could do it.
Well, I very much appreciate your confidence, but I don't know about that.
I'll be honest. Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
When we're here and the others are not around, I know you feel like this is home for you, but I'm still not really comfortable. Is it all right if I just tag along where you go?
Always. Always how it can be, no matter what.
Thank you. Just maybe a time I'll get used to here, but it's not yet.
Well, it doesn't matter if it could never be. This may never be home to you, and that would be fine.
But it's home for you. So should it be home for me?
You know what? It's home for me because that's where you are right now. It's where Jesse is. It's where our people are. You might feel that way about where the rest of your family is. But it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Because we'll always be family.
Okay. They nod, kind of looking to the side, because you could kind of tell they were trying to force themselves to have like this is supposed to be feeling like home, because they assumed that, you're feeling that way, they should feel that way, and they were just like, I'm trying, it's not working. And so when they hear that reconfirmation, they kind of nod and says, I could work with that. Thank you. But yeah, I can't really hide behind you because sadly I'm a bit taller, but I will definitely follow where you go.
Well, I mean, this place may not feel like home, but food's good.
Yes.
You want to get something?
Yes, the rice sounds absolutely fantastic right about now.
All right. And Jesse is not who I am. Elliot will.
So when you become your partner, like
Yeah.
so long, you're like the same person.
Who am I? Oh no. Elliot will go and grab some food and start talking around to people who have gathered and making small talk and playing Have You Met Latreia with guests at the party to try to get Latreia to socialize a little bit.
Well, as you both approach the party, Jesse's youngest child runs up to you both with a handful of berries.
Oh,
And says, "Here, have some."
well, I won't say no to berries. Are these safe berries?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here, yeah. Watch, I'll eat one.
He's about to go to the Feywild.
Do you say that out loud, Latreia? I'm like, what's the Feywild?
You'll see in about 5 seconds.
What?
I nudge Latreia.
His
Scaring
face
the
is
children.
smeared with berry juice, this like purple red berry juice, and he holds the handful of berries back up to you. I'm still here.
Thanks.
What's the Feywild? Eloa comes up to you all and says, "Oh, it's a magical place, honey." Oh yeah, I made those berries for him. It's one of his favorite spells that I do. They're perfectly safe. They're not harmful at all.
I just thought I'd check, but thank you. They're wonderful.
Yeah, I saw Jesse's unique interest in the cuisine of the wilds per se, and that kind of took us on took them on some unique adventures. So I kind of assume everyone likes to travel on those areas. So
That sounds fun. I hope that I could maybe join you all on a trip like that sometime.
they look towards Elliot.
It would be nice. Do you travel often, or do you stay here most of the time?
I mean, since the children, I've been here on the island mostly, but I used to travel more. I used to swim out to the coastal lands and do trade there sometimes, under a different identity, obviously, so that people wouldn't know where I was coming from.
Of course. Well, I am sorry that we take Jesse away so often. I think maybe spending some time here would be good.
I think that would be good. But also, I don't begrudge you that. I know Jesse has a calling that he is following, and I treasure all the time that I can get with him, but I don't own him. He's not mine to keep or to hold forever. And I understand that.
You are very cool. I would just like to say that. Well, thank you for the berries and for having us, as always.
Of course. In fact, you should probably take more of these berries for whenever your next adventure is. It would be helpful to you.
I just, I take some, but then I gesture to Latreia because I know that they're going to want the berries.
Latreia looks down and he says, they're like the size of my pinky, but sure, I'll give this a shot. And they'll grab one and just like try very carefully not to squeeze it between their fingers. And they're just like,
Yeah.
Boop. And I'm presuming it's a good berry, right?
Yes, it is.
So when they taste it, they'll be like, what is this sorcery? I'm not hungry anymore.
You feel just this wash of warmth and light and and sparkly, tinkly goodness on your tongue, and it stretches down into your throat, and you're restored with 1 HP.
How? My appetite is gone. What is this? How did you do this?
Oh my God. I love you. I can never keep any of my own food, but you've actually managed to fill them up.
Wow.
Thank you.
Well, here, and she flicks her wrists, and then both of her hands are now filled with more good berries, and she holds them out to you.
Ooh.
I can't make a ton every day, but as long as you're here, I'll just make a little bit every day and try to load you up on them. Do you have a place to carry them? And she like holds them out to you, Latreia.
Yes, I have a pouch to the side that has normally weapons, but pretty sure I could put this next to it and keep it safe. Thank you. I am
They might get squished. You know what? I'll get you a separate pouch just for these. How about that?
Thank you.
Okay.
And they look towards Elliot in complete and utter baffledness, like, how is this possible? I normally eat every 5 minutes. It's like, and you see them just like whispering to you, and like Sylvia, like, what did they do? Am I going to be okay? I still need to eat. What am I going to need to eat? Like all of that is in Sylvia, but like in like rapid fire questions.
I'm not questioning this. This is just be thankful.
Okay.
What we've been given. This is a gift.
Okay. Wow. And they kind of like, they look towards her like, no wonder why they go on great journeys. If they could find items like this, who knows what other things they could find. Oh.
Elua walks off over to her hut to grab you a pouch for the good berries. And James, the little one, Jesse's little one, has now also, having finished the berries that were left in his hand and given you all the rest, has run over to the dinner area. You see some of the familiar faces of the island, including grandmother, other grandmother. There are a few grandmothers in this campaign, I just realized. Sea elf druid grandmother, not thundercloud grandmother.
Got it.
But she is setting things up. She actually has set up this beautiful buffet of fish foods, like bounty from the ocean. And if you all remember, early on, I think in our campaign, when you were on your early days on this island, you witnessed her fishing. She and her daughter-in-law, or not daughter-in-law, you know what I mean. She and Elua have this tradition of going out every morning as dolphins and doing their hunting and fishing and then bringing back the bounty to the village. And so you see this beautiful bounty laid out in front of you. You see some nice, we are reclaiming tiki torches. You see tiki torches all over the beach. Sun is finally setting to the west, and the feast, people are gathering for this feast. You said you wanted to introduce Latreia to some new people?
Yes. So I like go up to anybody who looks like they're socializing, that they're, open to talking, and I'm going to kind of walk up and, cheers a glass and start the conversation. And then, by the way, this is my brother, Latreia. We met.
A sea elf couple that are about the same in height. They turn to you and they say, "Oh, yes. Hey. I mean, we've seen you around, but obviously you're like many celebrities on the island. We know who you are."
That's so. Do you hear that, Latreia? We're celebrities.
What's a celebrity?
It means people know who we are.
Oh.
And the other part of the couple says, "You're the Dragons of Vaasa." We've heard that name thrown around.
Every time I hear it, it gets better.
Okay. It's good things, right? It's not like people are like, run for your lives. It's the Dragons of Vaasa. It's actually like, you know, it's.
I've never heard it in that context.
Okay, good. Sorry.
I think they usually say that you're infamous if it's bad. Celebrity is generally good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I could work with that. And they look towards Elliot knowing, like, you know, they have a history of like, you know, be a tall person, run for your life, you know, but it's good that there's some good things going around. And so they kind of look towards Elliot like, this is a first. We're getting a good reputation.
I know, it's kind of like all of this effort we've been putting in has been worth it finally.
Wow.
Huh. Tell us, one of the couple, they actually also introduce themselves. The woman is Tika, and the non-binary sea elf is Kunash. And Kunash says, tell us about your most interesting adventure you've been on.
Well, do you have one, Latreia?
Two, but I will let you go first.
All right, so one time we ate these mushrooms in a cave. And I swear to you, there were these rocks there that were not really just rocks. They were alive, and they were fascinating. And I think about them all the time. I miss them quite a bit.
I have a quick question. Do you have that rock on you right now?
Yes.
Okay. You feel a little somersault in whatever pocket that rock is in. Just briefly, you're like,
Anyway, mushrooms. I gotta say, it's a real toss-up whether or not it's gonna be a good time or a weird time, but it is an adventure.
Was that why you got Jesse to get me away from you? Because it was my story was somehow mixing in with those rocks. Like I was trying to make you feel better, but I could tell I was doing a horrible job at it. I guess I'm not sure.
I just know that I was very overwhelmed. And your story felt too real at that moment.
It was supposed to be us in a different setting, but yeah, I could kind of see how it may have sounded a bit more scary than I led on. AKA for the viewers, so you kind of told a retelling of Hansel and Gretel as a bedtime story, thinking that it was going to cheer them up. And it was not the case in the slightest. But yes, so they look over and says, I would know that next time. For terms of most interesting story, I will say when I went back home, I met my family for the first time. And for one of the first times ever, I felt small. I'm not used to that. That was interesting.
It's true. His family is massive. Not like there's lots of them, but like they're very tall.
I am the baby, literally and figuratively. And so that was interesting. And then we came across dragons of all different types. Ancient dragons, adult dragons, young dragons. And there was 20 of them. And I learned that day that sometimes the sword is not necessary to get your point across. Sometimes.
That's true.
wow. Tika and Kunash literally are just wide-eyed, just seeing all these stories as you spin them into their imaginations, and they're captivated. And Tika says, I always wonder what it would be like to meet a giant.
Well, that's
but
me.
like, you're a giant. Yeah. Wow. But your family is even bigger than you. It's wow.
Yeah.
Well, technically I'm half giant. But yes, it's they're yes, I'm able to actually go on their shoulders, no problem. And it's easy.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
And I will say, it is fascinating. They are massive, massive people, the giants, and so sweet, so very sweet. It's very endearing to be around something so big and feel that safe. It's interesting.
you see Tika and Kunash kind of share a warm look and then kind of snuggle in closer to each other and say, and Kunash looks back at you both and says, that's a really lovely way of putting it.
It was lovely to meet you both. How have things been on the island? We've been away a bit and just want to make sure everything's okay.
Tika says, it's been quiet since the dragons left, or most of the dragons are gone. I guess we kind of got used to the ruckus.
Yeah.
It
It could be loud.
Yeah, it at least made things a little bit interesting sometimes. But everything is peaceful. We're so gracious, or we're so grateful for everything the great mother has given us. So, all is well.
Very relieved to hear that.
By the way, I'm just curious because I recall you mentioned it before that grandmother was over the ocean floor. Is Latreia able to see that cloud of storms by chance, or is it too far off at a distance where they're not able to see it?
It's a bit far for you to see it with your eyeballs. Do you want to try to sense it?
Yeah, I think there would be a natural connection to where they would be able to sense if they're close, but I'm not sure exactly what I would roll to do that.
You know what? Actually, I'm not even going to have you roll because I think, let's just say that in this moment, the sun has just set, and yeah, you sense somewhere nearby that grandmother is around.
And for one of the few times, Elliot, you definitely see a gentle smile appear on their face as they look towards you and they say, grandmother's here.
What?
I can feel her.
Like physically here?
Well, in the clouds. She's a storm that watches over us.
Is she watching us right now?
I think so.
From distance.
Yeah, pretty much. So Latreia smiles. He says, I wonder if that's what happens to all of us one day. But yeah, I'm pretty sure she'll be able to talk to you soon. She knows how important you are to me, and so I got to talk to her once before. It was nice. Yeah, I feel her. She's off there somewhere.
That is nice that you can still talk to her.
It feels good. It's also good to know that no matter where we go, we have that familiarity around, you know?
I guess that's why I like us to all stay together. I don't have anybody watching me from the sky that I know of. But
You feel another flip in your pocket.
Do you pause like that? Do you just say that? Is everything okay?
I think so. I reach into my pocket just to feel the rock. give it a little pet.
Yeah. Right now, it appears to just be a rock. But you remember what you have felt with this rock and experienced with it, so you know that it's not just a rock.
Yeah, I guess I'll figure that out eventually. I don't know what that's about.
Wait, what?
I'm just musing. I don't know.
I think we came in halfway through the sentence. I think I must have missed the first half. What was the pre-state of this? Figure out what?
Nothing. No, don't mind me. I'm just thinking out loud. We should. It was lovely to meet you both. I want Latreia to meet the rest of the island. So I hope you have a wonderful evening.
You too.
Both of you.
Elliot, your speech just got like 5 times faster, but it's okay.
It's all good.
It's all good.
Yes.
Must be the alcohol.
Yeah,
As a bard
that's
named
all.
Jamie Foxx was stated.
Exactly. It's the wine.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the two of you walk off to meet some more people at the party. And as you walk off to the next group of people, Atreyu, you now do sense that grandmother is leaving the area. You feel her presence distancing from here. But as you feel her leaving, you feel it's hard because I'll just tell you this. I don't think you need special insight to know this. And also, having spent time on the island this long, you would know that it is protected by this bubble. It's shielded by the mother. Mm-hmm. And so grandmother is powerful, but she does not have access to where you are right now. But you get just almost an echo of a thought from her. And it says, "You must stay with your friend Jesse. All of you must stay together. There are things to come you will need each other for." And she drifts away, back to the north.
So Latreia eyes widen, and then his big meaty palm just like kind of grabs Elliot on her shoulder. It's just, wait.
What?
Grandma just spoke to me. Says we need to meet up with Jesse, that we need to stay with one another. Sounds a bit more dire. Maybe. Can you teleport? I trust you.
That you can't just say that every time you want me to do something. It's very I do like feeling trustworthy, but it's come on.
So it doesn't work. Okay, never mind.
So your grandmother told us that we need to stay with Jesse. I agree with grandma. Did she say we needed to go find him right now?
She did not put a time, but the fact that she left a message like that, it kind of gives me a feeling that the sooner we meet up, the better. There was a hint of concern and like a, I can't say Susan. Sorry, I was about to say Susan of danger, but there's like a little spice of danger involved with it.
Well, then we're going. I don't think I've ever been to where are the rest of them now?
I think we had established backstory stuff that you guys have been there before.
We have been there before.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do have a note in here that says you all would have been on Gromish Iron Skull's trading vessel in a previous adventure, like pre-campaign adventure.
Gotcha.
So you
Great.
would be familiar with his ship.
Okay. Excellent. So then I'm just going to, put the helmet on.
We should get our dragons.
Yeah, let's go get the dragons, definitely.
Your dragons are the life of the party.
Oh, are they?
So,
What are they doing?
Yeah. Well, here's what they're doing. Yeah, as you were kind of conferring, you got the message from grandmother talking about the plan. You realize, looking up for your dragons, they are flying above the dinner party and just like doing tricks in the air together. And below, the sea elves and other Veshanthari folk are just like, oh, wonderful. Ah! And there's music playing and they're dancing to the music in the air.
Well, I hate to interrupt this, but I guess we have to. Party animals. I'm so excited you're having a good time. TNC emergency.
Oh, they swoop down. So it's Snowroot and oh goodness, what's your Fred? Nope, that's Isis.
Leonid, I believe.
Leonid, thank you.
Leonid.
Snowroot and Leonid hear you with their impeccable hearing that dragons have. And they do kind of a flourish in the air and like hold each other's claws and bow to the party, and everyone's yay! And then swoop down over to you. And Leonid says, what's the problem? There's an emergency?
Well, I can't be sure exactly, but Treya got a message from their grandmother, who is in the sky, saying that we needed to stay together with Jesse. I don't know exactly what's going on or what that means, but we'd rather not chance it and find out later.
And Snowroot says, this isn't just a ploy because you want to get back to your boyfriend, is it?
I will say I do want to do that, and I'm not going to lie about it, but
Is my
it does
grandmother
make me work.
a love doctor? Like, was that part of her repertoire? I don't understand how that works.
It is possible your grandmother just believes in us as a couple. But I
You should spend more time with your boyfriend. You're not spending enough time with your boyfriend.
So it could be that. I think Latreya got a feeling of urgency, and I trust their gut.
Leonid says, say no more. Let's go.
Thank you. It was beautiful, the dancing.
Thanks. Snowroot says, Leonid and I realize that we have really good rhythm together, so I think we're going to just like do this a little bit, you know? Like
I could not love that more. That's fantastic.
Wow.
I think everybody's going to really enjoy it.
I would love to join in when you decide to participate. Not a lot of people know, but I'm actually pretty good on the drums.
We have a whole performance group here. I mean, Avis does music and we dance and you do drums. We should think about Dragons of Vaasa performances.
I will volunteer myself as band manager, as I have no rhythm whatsoever.
We could work with that. I can't sing, but let me get down the drums. And they just start bringing out the drums. You just hear a little rhythm going on, like, and it just starts, and you're just like, what?
See?
I love it. Oh my goodness. I just imagined Latreya also beatboxing though, like on the drums, like,
Yeah.
like someone who doesn't know they're like mouthing the words of something.
Oh my God.
You know, like it's like
Canon. It's canon.
It's canon now. That's perfect. Oh,
okay.
no.
So, so we're gonna go on break soon. So just to move things along, Elliot, you have the Helm of Transportation, yes?
I do.
Let's see how you do on this. So everyone linking arms or claws, the four of you. Elliot puts on the Helm of Teleportation and
I am going to focus on, I think, the ship. I think that I at the very least have been on the ship more recently than anything. So okay. That is a 64.
Okay. So now familiarity is, I would say, would you say very familiar or seen occasionally?
I think genuinely, honestly, it's got to be seen casually.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then, and you rolled a what? 54?
64.
64. Okay. You put this helm of teleportation on everyone touching you in a circle, and you all swirl away in the magic of this teleportation helm and successfully leave the bubble of Vashanthar. I transported across this stretch of ocean to the Isle of Presper, and just off the coast of it, at the shipyard, at the port, you reappear on the deck of Gromesh Ironskull's Iron Rider with no mishaps. But as soon as you reappear, you have sailors, several sailors all around you with spears pointed at you.
Oh, sorry, Dragons of Vaasa. We're the Dragons of Vaasa.
Now, this is what I'm more used to.
And with that, we will take our break here.
Perfect.
Holy crap, there's 2 dragons on our ship right now.
Absolutely perfect. So, of course, I hope you're enjoying this session. If you like what you see here, we'd like to talk about our campaign. And in chat, you'll see a link to our Discord where we have a section for spoilers as well as non-spoilers, fan art. We would love to hear your ideas and thoughts about the campaign and characters. And we're going to take about a 10 to 15 minute break, and we'll see you back for the second half of Lords of Faerun. But until then, farewell for now. All right, and we are now back for the second half of Lords of Faerun. So with that, Aliza, take it away.
The two brothers of our Dragons of Vaasa group, Elliot and Latreia, and your dragon companions, you are surrounded by sailors with spears pointed at you. Elliot, you did say, wait, no, it's okay. So they have
Dragons of Vaasa.
They just stand there, and one of them, a half-orc, says, "Dragons of who?"
Dragons of Vaasa? Sorry, Jesse, Avis. They were on the ship, Sloon.
I remember your faces. What are you going by the Dragons of Vaasa now? You didn't have like a group name back then.
Some people are saying it. It's not, no. It's just something that people are saying.
How could you
about us.
forget who we look like? I am literally almost 10 feet tall.
Yeah. Everyone stand down. You recognize this half-orc as the second in command of Gromesh Iron Skulls. Gromesh Iron Skulls, second in command. This half-orc is named Tudus. And
Tudus, thank you.
He stands, uprights his spear and just reaches a hand out and shakes your hand, Elliot, and then yours, Latreia. It's good to see you again. You're looking well.
Good to see you too. Thanks. Sorry to pop in on you like this. We just, we had to check in. You know where the rest of our friends are?
Haven't seen him. Were you planning to meet them here?
No, actually, but something came up.
Ah. And at that point, when this is happening, Avis, Sloan, and Jesse, you and your party are in fact walking up to the ship.
Jess gives one. Well, I give one of those big sort of like whistle things to sort of get the ship's attention because, and then I see the dragons, and I'm like, well, that was
told
fast.
you this find us eventually. No.
I mean, yeah, the timing. I'm gonna fly on up to the ship and land on there. Give hugs to to Elliot and Latreia, and then to this as well. This is weird timing, but we're good to see you to this. You're here.
Is everything okay?
Are you all right?
Well, we got a lot to talk about, but
Grandmother told me. Well, told me you were.
She spoke to me.
Oh,
she.
can you hear me?
Oh, now we can.
Now we can.
Oh, okay. All right. Did I freeze or something?
You might have. I didn't notice. Yeah.
Okay, I did. I couldn't hear anything for the past like 30 seconds. So can you rewind and tell me what happened?
Absolutely.
Hugs all around from Jesse.
Okay.
And they asked if everything's okay. Jesse said we got a lot to talk about, and Latreia said that grandmother told them, and I just said that yeah, she spoke to me.
Everybody getting messages from above except for me. I feel left out of this entire process.
I haven't gotten any of these messages either, Avis.
I did not know my grandma couldn't speak to other people. This is a first for me.
I think this is a new thing for me too, but we'll talk about all that to this. It's the old man about.
Yeah, he's down below looking at the books. I'll take you to him. He'll be glad to see you.
All right, Montre.
All right, everybody, get back to work. Nothing to see here. And Tudis leads you down to the lower deck of the ship, and you all follow?
Yeah.
I'm bringing Montre with.
Great. Yeah, Montre has been just ogling everyone and everything. You notice that Montre has been ogling sailors in a way that they don't like, and some of them have kind of like snarled at him. And he's like, okay, sorry, first timer. And so you all follow Tudis down to the lower deck of the ship, and you go past the galley and to the back room. He opens the door, sort of knocking at it. He opens it and says, "Captain, you have some visitors." And he opens the door wide for you all to enter in, filling the small room. At his desk, you
Sloan
see...
stays upstairs, if that's okay.
Oh.
Upstairs on the deck with Tree Bush.
Sure, yeah. I would imagine the dragons aren't going below deck either.
We have
Just
a lot of
for-
space for him to get down, I think.
Exactly. Just a space issue. So the rest of you who are down there, you see a large, full orc, swashbuckling rogue sitting behind a desk, awkwardly palming a feather pen, holding it in a way that looks like he never really learned how to write properly. So it's kind of jabbing out of these fingers instead of the proper writing fingers, but he's kind of like fisting it and just writing, kind of like crossing some things out, appearing to be busy. And he looks up from his ledger and says, "Jesse,
I just give him the biggest hug in the world.
Ah, come here. He almost knocks over the desk with how quickly he jumps up to hug you. And bumping into the desk, everything rattles and shakes, and you see there's like jars of silver coins. There's a little model of a ship on his desk. There are just lots of trinkets and treasures from his various escapades. And this being a shipping vessel, it also is his office. So you see there's a certificate on the wall of the local government giving him, permission to be a trading vessel. He's super official. He's a fish, But he jumps up and nearly knocks over the desk, comes around and just grabs you into his large embrace, Jesse. Oh, it's so good to see you. Look at you all. You're looking well. Everyone's here. Who are you? Oh, no. Sloan's now upstairs. Never mind. He doesn't say that.
I've missed you, old man.
I miss you too. What brings you here to the Isle of Presper?
So many things, but first thing, really, and Montre.
Yeah, who are you? That's who he says it to. Who is this?
But don't stand there. Come on,
Tiny
closer.
being. Tiny blue being.
This is, I guess you could call him my cousin, my brother. I don't know. We grew up together. And,
Yeah. We grew up together.
Well, I thought that it would be good to put him through his paces and help him see a bit more of the world, and maybe keep his sorry excuse for the brain out of trouble.
Hey. Montre just kind of sweating under his collar in front of this huge orc person. I have a good mind and a strong body, and I'd love to assist you, sir. And Gromish kind of you see a smirk underneath his lip horns as he sizes Montre up. Yeah, I think we could put you to use, tiny one. We'll find a place for you on the deck.
I am gonna sort of mouth the words just so Gromish can see it, but I'm gonna mouth the words of just give him the business, basically. In other words, kind of like a proper hazing in a sense.
Gromish catches on. He winks and nods at you, Jesse, and then he walks over to Montre, towering over the sea elf, and he says, "Yeah, we can make a sailor out of you." Yeah. He looks over at his desk, reaches down into that jar of silver coins, and holds one up in front of Montre. You know what you gotta do to earn this? And Montre says, his eyes grow wide, looking at the silver coin, almost salivating, like, what do I have to do? And Gromish snatches it away and leans into his face and says, "You're gonna have to work harder than you ever worked in your whole life. Oh, you're gonna be broken in half by the time I'm done with you. Are you ready for this, sailor?" And Montre's like, yes, I'm ready for this.
I'm just silently giving a thumbs up behind Montre's back.
All right then. Gromish turns back into his jovial self and says, "Well, thank you for bringing me a new sailor. Is there anything else I can do for you and your friends?"
Yeah, probably. And I'm looking at Latreia and Elliot. There's a whole lot that I have to tell both of you, but Gromish, some real bad things are coming. And you get around. You've been here and there. Have you been hearing any stirrings of anything, or specifically, I don't know. We're kind of in a position where we're gonna need some real firepower behind us. Have you heard any rumors, any legends, anything like that of some kind of, I don't know, legendary weapons, artifacts of power, anything, even if it's just old stories or something that we can follow up on, because we are in a mess of trouble, and the world's going to be a mess of trouble if we don't fix it.
You know, there's a young woman in town. She's a historian of sorts. She knows everything about the Sea of Fallen Stars, back, way back. She might be able to help you out. I often see her at the local tavern, where we go to after our day's end. If you'd like to join us, I could introduce you.
I think that would be amazing. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, all right. Well, let's, I'm almost done doing important business stuff, so if you'll excuse me, I'll finish that, but I can meet you over there. It's called the Port's End. Meet me over there. That's where we usually get our supper and have some drink.
All right. Well, we won't keep you too long. Montre, and I give him a slap in the back, and then I give him a hug.
All right.
This is a good chance for you. You know, you don't have to stay here. Obviously, you can do what you want, but you can learn a lot of the old man.
Yep, yeah, I'm sure I will. Thank you. Thank you all, Dragons of Vaasa, for giving me this new start. I hope I see you again someday. Soon.
I'm 50-50 on believing that right now, Montre, but I still love you, so we'll take our leave then.
Latrell will step forward, digging his hands into his pockets. He'll take out about 4 platinum and then just place it in their hand and says, "Who are you to get started?"
Someone's giving him money. Avis gave him money. You're giving him money. Montre's got more money than's on the ship right now.
He is getting robbed. He is 100% getting robbed.
And yoink!
All right. Now, if there's anything else you all would like to do on the ship, say so now, because otherwise we're going to jump ahead in time to the tavern.
Well, looking around to everyone, let's find Sloan, and we can fill you in on kind of what I saw.
Agreed.
At this point, while they were downstairs, Sloan has been whispering stuff to Treebush, trying to convince Treebush to leave immediately right now, while everybody is not looking at her. That is what she is doing upstairs, up the deck.
So Treebush is like, wait, what do you want?
Okay, so I feel like the easiest way to get rid of this thing is to have a small group of one sneakily stab the guy in the heart. And I feel like of all of us, I'm the one that can easily do it. So that is what I need. But I can't fly that far.
So you need me.
I need you, my best friend in the whole wide world, Treebush, to fly me there. And we need to go now.
Go ahead and roll persuasion.
All right, let's do this. Haven't rolled in a while.
While you do that, I will be right back. I need to just grab something.
No worries.
So I rolled a 15 on the dice plus 8 on my persuasion. What is that? I can count. It is 23 when she comes back.
Deception-based characters.
Chaos
All right.
revealed.
23.
Whoa. Treebush is utterly convinced and says, okay, you know, I am your best friend and I would do anything to help you in the group. And I think this is a good plan. Let's go.
Of course, let's go. So, let's just sneakily walk away while all the other dragons are like talking to themselves, catching up, and let's just go. So basically,
Okay.
I jump on the tree bush and just go.
Okay. So, you start to walk down the deck away from where they went down onto the lower deck.
Yeah, and then I just jump on tree bush, and I figured I might know the general direction to Serpent Hills and just fly and just tell tree bush to fly that way.
Okay. As you lift up off of the deck with Treebush, you start to soar into the air, leaving the ship behind. You get 100-ish feet away. Avis, you are sensing something. What is it that you're sensing?
As Sloon is getting further and further away, there's a point where a 30-foot tall image of the goddess Estrella appears out of the water and almost cupping her hands around Sloon and Treebush. At that point, for the others, Avis will kind of stop for a moment and he'll say, "Oh, well, look at that. I'll be back in a moment." And then he is going to cast Dimension Door, so he teleports directly right behind where Sloon is. And then there will be kind of the statue will be playing this kind of very haunting melody, almost as if the image is singing. Then Avis will look down at Sloon and Treebush, very disappointed. And where exactly do you two think you're going?
For a flight, we're flying. You know that we do this all the time. What is this?
You didn't bother to tell me where you were going? You wouldn't want to lie before the goddess, would you?
This
Literal goddess, then.
it's just a literal goddess.
Are you
What?
really willing to lie in front of a literal goddess?
Okay, first of all, I am not lying. I'm just going for a flight. Treebush and I are flying toward
And where are you going?
Destiny. That's where we're going. We're going to Destiny.
Treebush, then where are you going?
Oh, don't ask me that. Please don't ask me that.
Bush, Destiny is the answer. We are going to fly to
So-
Destiny.
So are you really going to make me force Treebush to answer the question?
No, because he knows where we're going. We're going to Destiny. Treebush. Treebush.
All right, one of you needs to make a roll. Maybe both of you. I don't know.
Persuasion roll, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's like a dual persuasion to see who can sway Treebush.
Dang it! I rolled 5
Yeah.
plus 8. Dang it!
It's gonna be whoever
13.
rolls higher. Avis good.
Well, I
13.
rolled a 3, so for me it's a total of 23.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the lowest they can roll is a 23 for
I was
persuasion
like, how?
deception. Yeah,
Oh, right.
that's the lowest they can roll. I was like, well, that's what I was like. Well, Avis got this in the bag.
Treebush just flapping, not moving, just kind of like trying to stay afloat in front of this huge goddess. I'm sorry, Soon. I gotta tell him we were going to try to find the wizard and pierce it in the heart and just get rid of this whole problem for the whole Dragons of Vaasa. I'm so sorry, Sloon.
Betray me. I just think that a group of 1 would be able to do this better. Sneakily, stab in the heart. I can do that. I've been training my whole life for this.
If you believe that, you would have offered that as a solution a long time ago, Sloon. Why exactly are you doing this?
I don't want anybody else to be hurt.
Listen, nothing is going to happen to you or to anyone else. I can assure you. There's no need for you to worry.
Oh, kiss.
Kiss the girl.
Fine, we'll talk about this. Let's just go back. It's fine.
Avis will kneel down in front of her and put his finger underneath her chin, so then kind of direct her to look straight into his eyes and say, I swear to you, there's no force in this world, or the heavens or the hells, that can ever cause you any harm while I am here. And as he says that, he will lean in and kiss her, and then cast Dimension Door to bring him right back to where Avis left him.
And so it is.
Soon has blue screened and does not know what to say at all. Right. She stands up and goes, well, there's a tavern somewhere to drink. I think that's something we need to do. Please.
I believe I have everyone here now, so you can go ahead.
Okay.
I will, in the interest of time, just I relay the visions, etc., as they happened. And everything.
Okay. You say you do this on the way to the tavern, perhaps?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Also, as we're walking to the tavern, Elliot just kind of throws an arm around Jesse and says, has anybody ever met you who didn't absolutely love you? It's maybe my favorite thing. Every time you meet someone, they're just overjoyed to see you.
Now you're making me blush. Thank you. I'm pretty sure there are people out there who don't like me. I'm sure. Can't think of any right. Seba's real father, I'm pretty sure doesn't like me a whole lot. But I could bring him around, you know. I hear I make pretty good caipirinhas.
Fascinating. You never change and just pecks you on the cheek.
I pull him a little closer while we're walking.
You all arrive at the entrance to the port's end. It's a typical tavern in this port town. You see people coming and going out the front door. It's pretty busy. It's the end of the day's work for a lot of these ship folk. And you see some of the blue dragons of Cormier, who, unlike you all, they have dragon in their name as well, but none of them are dragons. They are the military people who are the security forces of this town and of the Isle of Prosper. So you see a lot of them who are off duty, enjoying some drink and some food. This raucous environment as you enter this tavern, the port's end. You see a couple of places to pull up and get comfortable, a couple of open tables and booths, so you can have your pick of where you'd like to be. Sorry, what was that, Jesse?
Oh, I say out loud, it smells like home. I mean, in the fact that I've spent a lot of time in taverns when I'm sailing.
Interesting.
Don't think anyone would mind a booth seat towards the back.
Why?
Well, sure.
I was just standing. I don't think the seat is going to fit, but whatever.
It's fine, and he'll cast reduce on Latreia.
Oh.
Well, this will just be for a short time. I think we can at least be a bit comfortable for a little while. I hope you can forgive me that this time, Latreia.
Well, it only lasts like 45, 44, 43, but okay.
I can cast it though. I can cast it a lot of time. It'll be fine.
Okay. And they look around like, I think now at this height, they're probably closer to like what, 6'5", 6'6". It's like, well, I guess this could work. And they'll follow the seat to where everyone else is sitting.
Does it look as if Gromesh has made his way here yet?
No. You have made it here before Gromesh has arrived.
Why do the Cormier dragons not ride any dragons. Isn't that like
Can I roll
false
history
advertisement?
Yeah.
Because something I might know. I gotta find that character sheet. Wabam. No, I do not know. That was a 6.
Okay.
You know, I never thought to ask him, to be honest. I mean, most of them are pretty good people most of the time. You know, I'm just chatting about stuff, but I thought, okay, I don't know, Blue Dragons of Cormier. It just sounds cool.
Yeah, but it's like we're called the Dragons of Vaasa because we're actually close to dragons and we ride them and such. They have no dragons around at all, but they call themselves the Blue Dragons of Cormier. Like, I feel like that's a lie and they need to change their name, but maybe that's just me.
You know, maybe we can ask that historian. If she's a historian, she's going to know. I think Roma said she. Yeah. But speaking of that, drinks.
I don't drink. I'll let you all enjoy.
I know, like, gosh, I don't know what they'd have here. I'll find some.
Avis will, I think I'll be fine. I have everything I need. And then he will pull Soon over into his lap if she doesn't resist. Purely for the fun of it at the moment.
Sloon is frozen, still thinking about what had happened in the air, and it has blue screen, basically. She's just like, I guess this is happening. This is a scheme. This is something's going on, and she just lets it happen. It's fine.
I've already turned my back, so I don't see this happening because I'm walking to the bar.
Wait, so people are allowed to wrestle in the bar?
I kind of don't think we should encourage that, Latreia.
Oh,
I
okay.
do not think that.
I think our wrestling is a little bit too good.
That's illegal. I don't think it's legal. I don't. Pretty sure it isn't. I don't think so.
Interesting. So, are you two together?
No.
I don't know. Are we soon?
No. I need air.
Sloon,
Yes? Huh?
where were you when we were in the ship?
Oh. Flying, I guess.
Flying where?
To Destiny.
What?
Well,
Pardon me?
I'm wonderful, but I have never been called someone's destiny before.
Is that a village?
Sloon,
Yes.
you're doing the thing again.
Thing? What
The
thing?
thing that you used to do when you were literally pretending to be someone else.
Ah, that thing. Yes.
You know how I feel about that, Sloon.
Right. I was flying towards the, Serpent Hills.
Mm-hmm.
By yourself?
No. I had tree push.
Why?
Sloon, we've been talking about fixing this problem of yours for weeks. And you've been brushing it off and telling me that it can wait. And I have not believed you.
I'm sorry. What problem that I have to overcome?
There is someone out there that is a danger to you.
Right. Yes, that is true.
And I want us to deal with it.
I don't.
Us. As a group.
Right. Right, of course. Dragons of Vaasa. We stick together. and all.
A round of drinks now arrives at your table, just kind of like haphazardly thrown on in the bustle of this tavern.
Can we say that Jesse brought the drinks with? I just want to have bought the cheapest dive bar bottle of wine and some grape juice for Latre.
Okay.
Can we please agree to deal with this together?
Avis, are you giving lap rides? That looks comfortable.
I think I would like to sit on a chair.
That's why it's not wrestling. Is this why
a
you
lap
reduced
ride,
size me
I
so I could get a
suppose.
lap ride? I don't understand.
Do you want a lap ride? I stand up and like
I'm confused.
push sort of Latrea onto Avis's lap. I'm like, this is a lap ride, of course.
Oh,
and
this
then I
is
sit where-
dangerous. You know, I only have
Yes.
25 seconds left before I'm about to grow. Let me go ahead and slide off. Before they break Avis's entire leg as they expand out of reduce. It says,
I look at Avis and I say, I don't know what you're doing, but stop it.
well, I'm
I
what?
don't think I've done anything, at least not yet.
Stop it.
Don't
Right.
know what you want me to stop doing.
Hi, you guys. We're gonna deal with this problem that we are facing right now with the wizard. I think that's what we should be talking about. Yes.
That's... Oh, gosh. That's what the look in your face is, Elliot. Oh, right, okay.
It's almost
So,
alarming.
alarming face.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So what I'm saying is that I came in at a moment, sort of interrupted something that was a little bit more delicate. Yes, dealing with the problem. I mean, that's why we're here. Also, have some wine. You look like you need it. I
Yes.
pass a glass of wine to Sloan.
She drinks it all, like one, like doesn't smell the bouquet or whatever, just like a one shot. Yeah, that's what she does.
Avis is drinking and putting every ounce of bardic ability into looking good while doing so. Just
You see the
every
anime
ounce
like
of
bleeding
bardic.
across their on their face.
I would like to use my action to look hot, please.
Visibly blushing, like super red, all of the blood in her face.
Yes, he has the Twilight sparkling vampire thing going on. No, but
Saloon, are you allergic to wine?
Yes, that is what is happening. I am allergic to wine and only wine and nothing else. I am, there is nothing happening at the moment. Yes.
Yours is grape juice, big fellas. Don't worry about it. Same color, but it's just juice.
Thank you. Thank you. And they just chug it at one go. I appreciate it.
So,
So going forward, we're going to handle this this person together, right?
Together.
of course, there is absolutely nothing to worry about. It'll be, I imagine, be rather disappointing.
Together.
You don't look so happy when you said that.
Yes, I am quite sure that this will be something we will do together.
Sloan.
Yes.
God.
Okay.
I don't need to understand what's going on with you and Avis. You don't have to tell us anything about that before you're ready. This is important.
Right. Of course. We will talk about whatever that was later, and we will work on the wizard guy.
Why are you so nervous about?
There's nothing going on, Latrea. Shh.
That's fine.
Okay.
She's losing her mind, by the way.
It takes a lot for the trainer to notice this thing, but
Yes.
I pour Sloan another glass of wine, cheers her, and I say, it is very important to me, and to Latrea's grandmother, apparently, that the Dragons of Vaasa stay together. That's why we came here. We were told, instructed by a voice from the sky to remain together. I don't know if you've ever had a voice from the sky instruct you to do something, but it is a first for me. I think that when a voice from the sky tells you to stay together, you do it.
Got it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Plus, I'm really hoping this historian that Gromesh introduces us to has some good legends for us, because Alosha, I mean, we need to do this, but we are not ready. We need more if we're gonna help those UNT out of their enslavement. We need more. We're gonna probably need to call on our allies.
We have quite a lot. You are far too worried. We have a giant of a man with a very large axe who can probably deal with most armies on this world by himself. We have one of the best and most talented assassins to have ever existed. Perhaps the greatest archer I've ever seen. We have a man who can, for some weird reason, still don't understand it, can punch things that cannot be able to be punched just fine, as well as charm just about everyone. And we have me, who is just absolutely fabulous, and apparently could turn into a giant, ancient monster of destruction. At any time, we have quite a few things. This would be very little problem.
What he said.
Everyone go ahead and do perception check.
Oh, that was a 1.
No.
Well, Avis, you are very distracted because of
21.
a lot of stuff happening right
You're putting a lot of energy into being
Looking
pretty,
hot.
Avis. So.
Spoon rolled a 12.
9.
I got a 21 for me.
24.
Okay. Everyone else besides Jesse and Latreia is very much invested in this conversation. Not that you all aren't, but at the corner of your eyes, Jesse. Actually, you know what? I'll give you both notice two different things.
Okay.
Latreia, you notice when Gromesh Ironskull and his crew enter the tavern. Everyone else is too wrapped up in this conversation to notice the big cheer that happens around the door when they enter. This is their cheers. You can tell this is their place that they come to every day. Everyone knows them there. He makes a beeline towards a table and a booth towards the back that's across from where you all are sitting, and his crew follows. Jesse, in the other direction towards the bar at the back of the room, you notice a tiefling, a young woman tiefling, sitting on the corner of the bar reading a book, wearing wire-rimmed glasses, and just kind of keeping to herself. She has a drink, not talking to anyone, in her own little world.
I wonder if that's this story.
And they have arrived. They'll point towards the Grumish and his associates, which makes sense. Latreia respects size, and he's probably one of the few individuals that is probably closer to size than everyone else around. So he's just like, oh, fellow tall person.
He is a big old full-blooded orc. He's tall.
So he's just like, oh, they're here.
Well, anyone want to join me? Just asking if the friend at the bar there seems to be the person that we want to talk to, or
I'll come with you.
all right,
Loon will stay.
all right. Well, let me head over to Gromesh.
Yeah. Wait. Was the Gromish and historian were together, or they went separately?
They're separate. The historian is at the bar towards. So let's say there's the front door where you're sitting. The front door is to the right of your booth. The bar is to the left, towards the back, like across from the front door, and then across the room from you, facing you, is where Gromish and his party went to.
The only reason I'm going to Gromish first because I think he said he'd introduce us to this historian. And I don't necessarily just want to walk up on this person and say, hey, you were reading a book. Are you a historian? You know, that's an assumption. Oh, man. He made it.
Yeah. What do you think about the Port's End?
I mean, it's good. Good place.
Yeah.
Good place. Cheap wine, which is always a plus. So, not to, stereotype anybody, but I did happen to notice that there is a scholarly-looking tiefling woman just over there by the bar. Would that be the person you were saying, the historian?
He looks up over and he said, oh, yeah, that's her, all right. Who else would be sitting in a loud bar by herself, not talking to anyone and reading a book? And the others around him kind of chuckle at that. Yeah, you want, here, let me go introduce you, because if I don't introduce you, she might be a little standoffish at first.
All right, well, follow your lead.
All right, and he gets up from the table, takes you over to the bar, the corner of the bar. The tiefling doesn't look up when he first walks over, and he comes over to her side, peers over into the book and says, oh, yes, very interesting. Oh, yes, study, history. And she looks up and she says, Gromash. Oh, hi, how are you? And he says, oh, I'm good, Lucretia. I want you to meet some friends of mine that they might be needing some of your big brain action. Here, yes, this is Jesse and Elliot. Jesse and Elliot, this is Lucretia.
Pleasure to meet you, Lucretia.
Absolutely delighted to meet you.
Oh, it's good to meet you too. You need some brain energy.
That's definitely a good way of putting it. Yeah. Gromesh here speaks volumes about your knowledge of history and such. And well, we happen to be in a bit of a predicament and are looking for any information, legends, stories, anything of the kind of any kind of weapons or artifacts of legend or power that might be around to see a fallen stars, this area that we might be able to try and track down, because we have an ordeal ahead of us. Also, why are the dragons of Cormier called the blue dragons if they don't have dragons?
Yeah, that if they don't have dragons, what's the point?
Why don't you, why don't we find somewhere quieter? It's pretty noisy in here. And if I'm going to give you a bit of a history lesson, I want to make sure you're paying attention. She stands up from the bar and she says, Gromish. She signals to, you might not have noticed before, but there is a little bit of a hallway that extends past the bar towards the back of the building. And Gromish leads the way to this back area. And so it's the four of you, right? Gromish, Lucretia, Jesse, and Elliot.
Oh, wait.
Latreia, were you there too?
Yeah, I was there too. Because I was trying to get I went with Gromish, but Gromish essentially was meeting with.
Right.
Yeah, so you came along. So 5 of you head to this back area. And there is, in fact, a smaller room. There's just a few tables here. Quieter conversations are had in here. It's more candlelit. Just a more intimate room for people of importance to have some quiet time away from the rowdiness. And you all sit down at yet another table, having brought your drinks with you. A waitress comes by and actually puts a basket of warm rolls in front of you and says, "Is there anything else I can get ya?"
3 more of those plates.
All right, coming up. Would you like some meat? Would you like some potatoes as well? We have some stew that's on.
Everything.
All right.
I
Coming
don't
right up.
think I can understate how much he means everything. Just like one of everything. Make it 3 of everything you've got on the menu for this fella. He eats a lot.
What he
Romesh,
said.
is this going on your tab?
Well, I can
And-
pay.
Gromish says he can pay, so he can pay. And the waitress. Oh, go ahead.
It'll go on Gromish's tab.
The waitress has a big smirk on her face at that, and she says, "Well, all right, then, coming right up." She goes back to the kitchen.
Jesse, I gotta tell you, Ellawood tried. She really tried.
This was the longest I've ever been non-hungry before in my life. It's been.
Oh heck, I completely forgot about those berries. They've saved my skin more than a couple of times, to be honest.
I was
They were-
shocked.
They were pretty good.
Well, they are. They are. So, Lucretia, what tales can you tell us?
What was your first question? Let's start with, or what would you like to know about first? Those were 2 very different questions you asked me.
Well, I think the one about the blue dragons can probably wait. The legends about maybe artifacts of power or weapons of power of some sort that might be around this area that might help us, because we're in a mess of trouble.
All right. She leans on her elbows on the table, with her chin resting on her hands, and she looks over at Gromish and she says, "Gromish is a good friend of mine, and he knows that I know things about what dwells beneath the seas. I also trust him immensely, so I'm willing to tell you about some artifacts that I've been reading about. They were lost to time or thought to be legend, but I think they exist, and I think someone could find them if they looked hard enough." So, and she once again looks at Gromesh like, "Are you sure I can trust these people?" And Gromesh nods. Okay. There are these artifacts called the Blades of Orcid. And she starts to recite this. I'm going to read it, so it will sound like she's reading it, but she's just kind of telling you the story. She's read it so many times before. She's written about it. She's journaled about it. She's assembled new and old information, so it just pours out of her as if she's reading it from a book. She says, "The once named Blades of Dragon's Tongue were created by Mator Orishart, a female dwarven dragon slayer and smith from the long-lost Delzun. Legend has it she managed to create 5 adamantite daggers with magical abilities using lost rune magic and a process of tempering the blades in dragon's blood. The blades were in use for a few centuries during Delzun's twilight, and their abilities resembled those that are now commonly held by dragon-slaying swords. 19 centuries ago, the Blades of Dragon's Tongue were stolen by a corrupt human spellcaster named Otir Nal. Conflicting tales claim he was Netherese necromancer, a forgotten and outcast founder of the Cult of the Dragon, the powerful mentor of Halaster Blackcloak, or an evil priest of an otherworldly dragon god. None of these claims matter much, nor can any be conclusively proven. But Nal's alterations to the blades linked his name to them forevermore, and granted him the secondary title of Tiamat's prophet. Otir Nal was slain many centuries, millennia ago, by Harkter Alhon, a human paladin, and his paramour Pyra Thesme, a priestess of Helm. But none of this history really matters. I'm sorry. I just like the history part of it, the stories that bind these blades together. I should just tell you about the blades themselves. The Blades of Orcid are daggers of exquisite workmanship, according to what I've read. Each of the blades was formed of pure adamantite, which is incredibly difficult workmanship to do. And I've heard that over the millennia that they've been lost and lost again and found again, the edges have never been dull. They remain sharp despite all of that use and being buried and thrown and at the bottom of the sea and wherever they've been. They never get dull. She pulls out a napkin, actually, and a pen, and she starts drawing what she thinks the blades look like in these daggers. The palms are each made from a dragon's tooth and a platinum grip wrapped in the skin of a black, green, blue, white, or red dragon. Each of their platinum pommels resembled the dragon that tempered it. Hence, the pommels have a standard grip that ends with the heads of a black, blue, green, red, and white dragon. The blade is seated in the dragon's teeth, carved to appear as if the pommel held the blade in a dragon's jaws. Mm. And she says, I've read so many stories about different adventurers from all different types, all different walks of life having found and lost these over the years. But the last I read was of someone named Mikushus, who assembled all the dragons, these blades, together, and tried to fight with them, but was defeated somehow. And after his defeat, the blades were all collected into a trunk and sunk to the bottom of the Sea of Fallen Stars. I think I know where they might be.
Sounds like we could have a mission on our hands. Saloon's good with the dagger.
And just where exactly might this be?
She pulls out another napkin and starts to draw a rough approximation of the Sea of Fallen Stars and all of the coastal bodies and islands. And so she draws the Isle of Presper towards the western side of the Sea of Fallen Stars, the Pirate Isles kind of just off center to the west of center, and then the peninsula of Altumbel. Just south of there are a collection of islands. And she said, I think they're here. That's where the last battle took place. And I think that's where they sunk his blades.
Thank you.
It would make sense that the Dragons of Vaasa would have more dragon weapons.
Sure, I could.
The Dragons of Vaasa.
Sure, I could have fixed one.
Some people are saying that.
I see.
I think we're saying that, Elliot.
That reminds me, that leads to the
Jesse.
second question. They were saying how these dragons are called the blue dragons of Cormier, but they have no dragons. Like we're called,
Yeah, what is that?
we have,
Yeah, what's that about?
we're called the Dragons of Vaasa because we actually have dragons. Like I don't understand. I was telling Jesse and Elliot, it feels like a lie. It's like they're trying to trick us.
Are they blue at least?
No, they're humans. They're the Cormerian Navy. They're just called the Blue Dragons. I actually don't know much about Cormerian history, but now that you ask, I think I want to look that up. Mm-hmm. What I do know, though, is that they're Cormier is the land of the purple dragon. So I would extrapolate from that being the Cormerian Navy, maybe blue is for the ocean, and so instead of being the purple dragons of Cormier, they are the blue dragons of Cormier because they're the Navy. But
So-
that's
That
just
would make
conjecture.
sense.
So there's a purple dragon there?
I don't think so. I think that's just what it's called. I
See,
think they have a purple dragon on their shield, so I'm sure way back sometime there was a purple dragon in Cormier.
That's
So
I don't get it. That's like calling myself the white tiger, and I have nothing to do with tigers. I don't get it. I'm lost. And he just scratched their head. He just scratched their head.
we can paint some straps on you if you like.
No, I'm good. Maybe it's,
We could get you a tattoo while you're here. There's this great parlor in town.
tattoo. Oh,
Yeah,
I could see you with a tattoo.
we gotta get him tiger straps. Mostly just because I want to see Latran tiger straps.
I guess I could work with that. Will it stretch when I grow, or
I guess. I mean,
we'll see?
we should all get tattoos. Dragons of Vaasa tattoos.
I like that.
We need to do this. But aside from that, I'm sorry, I've gone completely off point here, Lucretia. Thank you so much for this information. Now, if we do take a journey out there, would you be wanting to come with us to like document or something, or are you more just want to know if your suspicions are correct?
I would love to come with you. I am an historian, but I could definitely help lead the way and help identify them. So yes, I'd love to come.
Have you ever flown on a dragon before?
No.
Well, you're in for a fun time.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, don't worry. We will keep you safe while we're there.
Okay. Sounds fun, I guess.
Jesse sort of like leans over to Gromish and just gives him like a like squeeze in the shoulder. Says, "I'll make sure we bring back some pretty, old man. Don't worry."
You had better. Sounds like you're in for a wild adventure. I hope to hear all about it. And he lifts up his mug to cheers you all.
Cheers.
And as your glasses clink, switch back over to the bit noisy front room of the tavern. Avis and Saloon, you two are the only ones left at the table, as the rest of your party has its meeting in the back.
Somebody put down a plate of spaghetti for some reason.
Yes.
Marvin Gaye just starts coming on in the background. He's just like, what? Oh, yeah, we can't hear you. You might be muted.
I haven't said anything
You
because
can hear
Loon
me
is
Oh, yeah,
not
yeah, there we go.
talking.
Avis is going to use his bard ability, the universal speech, to make it so that way only Slim can understand what he's saying. And he will say, well, Slim, did I overstep my bound? So if I did, you have my sincerest apology.
It's
You
fine.
do
It's fine.
have to speak.
It's all fine. It's all good. Thank you for the stuff that you said. It is all very good.
Is something bothering you?
No. Why did you do that?
Why did I do what exactly?
You know what? Why did you do that?
I
You didn't have to do that.
I wanted to.
This cool.
Biting your tongue like that does not suit you, Slim.
I don't know what you want, Avis. I don't understand what's happening. I don't understand what's happening.
But nothing is happening unless you want it to happen.
All
It's a
right.
step that you have to take for yourself.
I don't like these games. You know that, Avis. I don't like games. I mean, I like it when we play games on other people. But I don't like games being played on between us.
This is no game. There's no trick. There's no punchline. There's no heist here. I have given you purely honesty.
So that kiss earlier, that was honest.
Something I should have done a long time ago, to be honest.
I see. Why?
I'm sure you can understand why someone would kiss someone else, correct?
I don't at the moment, no. It's very I don't. We've been friends for so long, and I don't understand what changed that. Or
Well, it's simple. There's nothing else in the way, I suppose. I have just a grandiose mission or responsibility left. There's the trifle matter of your enemy, I suppose, but that's not a big enough deal. And well, I was asked what I wanted to do, and to be honest, I still don't know what I want to do. There's so many things to do. But then I want you there.
you want me there?
There's no one I'd rather be there. Whether it is fighting some ancient wizard or exploring the stars.
Right. I need a drink. I think that's what I need right now.
You've already had 2 of those. I don't know if the third is the wisest choice.
You promise you're not playing with me.
Avis will cast Zone of Truth. It will look us in her face and say, "It is the absolute truth. So there are no tricks, no illusions."
Sloan will take off her ring and will say, "I am terrified of being hurt."
And I suppose it's a good thing I won't let you be hurt by anyone in this world.
That is. I have. And you can see her try to form like a different word than what she's about to say. In her mind, she's gonna say, "I have cared about you for a long time," but being in the zone of truth, she says, "I have loved you for a very long time." And then she's like, "What? No, that's not what?" Stupid zone of truth.
The truth is a very dangerous thing, but it does me no good for you to say something when you aren't ready to say it. And then he will end the Zone of Truth. Save those words for me until you are able to say them to me without coercion or magic.
Got it.
Are you doing better now?
I'm doing something, that's for sure. there's something. Let's
I'm sure the others can take care of whatever negotiations they need to do. Would you like to leave for a moment? I'm sure we can find a spot to be alone for a little while.
Yes.
And Avis will take her hand and use the dimension door again and teleport them. I assume there's like some kind of really tall building or cliff or something nearby, and I will teleport them to the top of that.
There is, in fact, a tall building on a cliff nearby that overlooks the port town on this side of the Isle of Presper, and it's a beautiful fort, like in this picture. You transport the two of you up to this, and actually there might be a better picture. Nope, that's fine. Oh, nope, this one. Transport the two of you. The sun has long set. Ignore that sun. Here,
Oh, there's no one else around.
Pretty private. It's nice.
Yes, of course. Well, I would hate to make you feel even more uncomfortable, but I can assure you there is another illusion that will activate again when certain conditions are met. So, unfortunately, I can't exactly control when that will happen. It will be up to you. But be prepared for it, I suppose.
There's another illusion you said that would happen?
Yes.
I do like your illusions.
Well, you're ready. That one will happen, and it'll be a gift from me to you, I suppose.
Would you tell me what needs to happen for the illusion to
You simply
Okay.
have to be honest with yourself.
Oh, interesting.
And with me, I suppose. That's technically true.
Yeah, I feel like I was honest earlier. Like that I cared about you. I feel like that's a pretty honest thing that I've
Sure,
said.
you do care for me.
Yeah.
Just like I care for Jesse and Atreyu and Treebush and Yuki.
Yeah. What do you want me to say?
All you have to say is whenever you're ready is that I like you. But you have to mean it. It won't work if you won't mean it. Magic has that kind of, stipulation in it.
If it hasn't been clear by now with the way my actions and my brain and the words that I've been speaking, is that I do like you, Davis. And it's like, not like, whatever, you know what that means.
And as you say that, a large cube of images begin to appear, and they are a series of events throughout the years where Sloon has thought she has been alone, but has been having both triumphs and failures and good things and bad things and happy moments and sad ones. And in each of them, you are watching them from the perspective of a man in a very odd-looking white mask who is just playing a very, very loving flute song just far enough away that the music wouldn't actually reach her. And Avis will reach out to you and say, I've always been watching over you, but I suppose it's about time that I let you see it.
After seeing those moments where she thought she was completely alone and nobody was around and all that, Sloon would turn to Avis and just kiss
And Avis will return the kiss.
Yep.
And with that, we will end our session.
Wow. Wow.
Smooches.
Smooches.
Wow. Talk about a smooth criminal. I mean, A was thinking.
Seriously.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was just expecting for him to like to lean to the side like Michael Jackson. That was incredible. That was incredible.
The plan did not work.
Nope, not the
My
slightest.
plan of like not doing this until the very end.
Yeah,
I was just like, I
nope.
can't keep doing this.
I was like, well, there goes that out the window. Yep.
We have a lot to talk about in
yeah.
our post show.
Oh yes. So if we have an after show, so you would like to see us decompose and talk about all of the crazy things that just happened, make sure to join our Patreon, where we always record our after shows. You can see us talk about what just happened, what just transpired here. We definitely hope that you enjoyed our first episode back from our break. I definitely did. Lords of Faerun was definitely back in full effect, and this was an absolutely fantastic show. So thank you again, Lisa, for being such a wonderful DM. Thanks to this fantastic cast. And thank you to our viewers for watching this show. And we'll see you again for next week for episode 24. But until then, farewell for now.
Bye.